Today, I'm going to show you how to make this thick bass. By the way, this is from my new song, Wrath, out now, everywhere. Let's get into it. All right, so the bass is basically 2 layers. It has a tonal layer on top, which is just like a simple lead, compressed room reverb, wider plugin just to make it wide, and I'm pitch shifting it at the beginning here to match the pitch shifting on the bass. So it goes low to high, and same thing with the bass. There's no processing really on the group or the main group either. So pretty much everything happens on the actual bass channel here. I'll play it with all of the effects off for you real quick. Yeah, we turn those on. That's why sound design is quite important. You could probably make something, like this all in Serum, but I love using audio effects after the fact. Anyways, Serum, what's going on here? I thought I was using some kind of preset. It is literally the init preset. Yeah, that's kind of funny. I thought it was something different. That's it. Anyways, so the first thing for processing is this rack called Easy Clean. I believe I found out about this through Ray Volpe. Basically, it's Ableton's OTT device. It's actually a preset called Reduce Ambience. You can see these settings here. Then it's another OTT. I think this might be somewhat default settings. Again, you can copy the settings here. And then finally, sorry for all you Mac users out there, I'm using Camel Crusher, which is a phenomenal distortion plugin. I also use Mac, so if I want to use this plugin, I actually have to produce on my Windows computer, but it is only, I believe, 32-bit compatible. So anyways, that rack, right? Now I'm using another rack here, and it is actually called Moonboy Hack. This one is obviously from Moonboy. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I have no idea where I got this rack. I think it might have been in like one of his free packs or something like that. I really have no idea. If anyone actually wants this, DM me, message me, and let me know. But if you open it up, it's a ton of different things. It looks like saturation. There's another rack within this rack, which is a ton of EQ3s. So that's how he's getting the disperser effect. You also could use like kilohertz disperser, but it looks like basically there's like a saturator going on, a bunch of OTT, reduce ambience again, more compression, EQ8 preset. So basically just a saturator and a lot of compression. So you could probably recreate that yourself. We then have an EQ to help lowering the low end and the mids here a little bit because they were so aggressively loud. Then I'm actually throwing on some sine erosion. This erosion looks like it turns on after this initial beginning part here. So like without that, crazy the difference that is making. With that, without it. Oh my God. So the reason why I'm doing the back-to-back erosions here, I figured this out a while back with sound design, but when you throw sine erosion and then put noise over that, it like just does something amazing. It kind of like gets rid of the sine noise and just fills up the space, and it just sounds amazing. Like without these two devices and then with them, I don't know, try it out. Sine plus some noise after. Finally, we have a good old-fashioned kilohertz ring mod. This is actually on self mode, bias maxed out, rectify maxed out, mix is at 55%. You don't really need this. Check it out. I think it's basically just kind of making it louder, honestly. Finally, I have a G-Clip free plugin. Get it if you don't already have it. Default settings just to catch the loudness from the ring mod, clip that. And lastly, again, another free plugin. This one's phenomenal. This is bass lane. Actually right now it's off, and I'm automating the mix knob on for this second part here when it gets all fluttery like that to add width basically. So I can show you it's on at 66.6%. And then how I'm getting that fluttery noise is actually on the group itself. I am utilizing literally just this little rack I made with a free plugin called Flux Mini 2. This is basically like LFO tool essentially. So it's set to quarter note with kind of like that shark fin LFO shape. And then I just have a utility adding 4.5 decibels of gain, because whenever you LFO a bass, it actually kind of like decreases the overall loudness of it, obviously, because it's not a sustained bass anymore. Now it's like coming in and out, in and out. So I'm cranking that a lot. And, you know, without that gain, you'll hear a major difference. So very important. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of it. It's nothing crazy. And I'm still blown away that it's actually just the init preset. So it just goes to show like how important sound design really can be. And you end up with an amazing finished product. Wrath is out now. Go stream it. I love you.